Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ambassador Brillantes, for your introduction. Secretary Romulo, Secretary Fabile, our Secretary of Trade and Industry, Undersecretary Palabiab of the Department of Tourism, our Consuls General, our tourism officers, attaches, representatives, and of course, our uh, visiting friends from the United States, whether Filipinos or friends of the Filipinos. Welcome back to the Philippines. Welcome to Malacanang. As Secretary Romulo said, today is the 5th year of this Ambassadors, Consuls General, and Tourism Directors Tour. And I'm happy to see that the tour is bigger than ever, that interest has not waned one bit among our kababayans and friends in North America about visiting the Philippines. And as always, as in every year, I understand that once again, the biggest contingent of participants comes from Hawaii. Aloha! Naimbag kabigati amin. For some of you, this may be your first time to visit and discover the motherland. For others, it may be a homecoming of sorts and a reconnection to old but unbroken ties. For all of you, whether you're a first-timer or a repeater, a real balikbayan in that sense, I hope that this journey becomes a journey of appreciation for the country, the people, and the unique spirit of the Philippines. And as our officials here on the platform said, this trip defies all global economic odds. And we all know, especially in North America, that the past 12 months have been a year for the history books. The global financial turmoil has spread and jeopardized the well-being of billions of people across the globe. And the stark reality is that even Philippine economic growth has slowed. We have been affected, but we are comparatively better off than most other nations. Last year, we managed to grow our GDP by 3.8% and our GNP by 6.2%. In the first quarter of this year, our GDP continued to post positive growth of 4.4%, GDP at 0.4%. Standard & Poor's reports of 9 countries seen to post positive growth in 2001, and one of those 9 countries is the Philippines. This is a reality from which we can and should take heart and hope. Our work is never done, but the Philippines we see today is different from the Philippines 8 years ago. Back then was a perilous time for our economy, with our country teetering near bankruptcy. Since 2001, our economy has posted uninterrupted growth for 33 quarters. It has doubled its size from $76 billion to $168 billion. We have brought down the rate of poverty. It has increased per capita GNP from $967 to a middle class of $2,051. The economy supported 7 million entrepreneurs, reversed our balance of payment deficit to a record surplus of $8.6 billion in 2007, grew the business outsourcing industry from almost nothing to a $6 billion industry, and enhanced tax revenues by $291 billion more between November 2005 and December 2008. And I'm very glad that we've been able to do all this because we hope that you, our overseas Filipinos, will be very proud of us for that. We took the bitter medicine years ago. That's why we had this 291 billion pesos extra money now. We took the bitter medicine in the past years to strengthen our revenues and invest in the people and the nation. Now we have an economy that is stronger and able to withstand shocks such as what the global financial crisis is throwing at us. We have also invested in new and modern infrastructure. For those of you who will travel to the north by car, there's the first world Subic-Clark-Tarlac Expressway as one example. But on the other side of the spectrum, there's also the 13,000 kilometers of farm-to-market roads. Indeed, among administrations, we have built the most roads, the most international airports, and the most seaports. The roll-on, roll-off or RORO system